Hello, and welcome to the Love Your Work Life podcast. I'm your host, Elissa Shuck. Whether you're going for that next promotion, looking for a job, or making a career pivot, I'll teach you how to navigate it all so you can have the career you want. This is Love Your Work Life, episode 72. As I record this, it is early September. And there's something about fall. I don't know if it's the same way for you, but for me, it's almost more about new things and goal setting than even the new year and New Year's resolutions. There's just something about the changing of the seasons from summer to fall that I find especially invigorating. And if you do too, then I think you're going to really like this episode because this is about how to achieve your goals. Now, I've talked a lot about the challenges of my career for sure, having been restructured out a few times and all those kinds of ups and downs. But I've also achieved 12 promotions during my career. And most all of those did not happen by accident. It's because I set a goal for myself. It's because I got a vision of something for myself. And so today I want just to share some thoughts with you about how you can make that happen for yourself, and also why sometimes goal setting feels a little off or feels a little awkward, and how to navigate that, how to overcome that with your brain, with your thinking. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I am not an athlete, but I love athletes. I love the achievements. I love the inspiring stories, the Olympics and all the great stuff. And you hear the drama, all of it. And I'm so fascinated by people who set a goal and then achieve that goal. And I'm also fascinated by the people who set a goal and they hit some rocks and rough obstacles along the way. When you watch a golf tournament and you see someone who is really on track, man, they are in a groove, they're in a flow state. It's like even when they make a mistake, it still doesn't ruffle them. I love that. And then there's others who those kind of mistakes get in their head. And so I want you to be thinking about what kind of approach do you have? When you set a goal for yourself, what does that look like for you? But the problem is that sometimes it's all about the goal, and you're not going to be happy until you achieve the goal. And so while you're in pursuit of it, you're also putting off happiness. And if you're putting off happiness, then the process that you're taking, the steps that you're doing to achieve your goal probably aren't very fun. It's probably maybe even drudgery because you're working so hard towards the goal. But to get there, there has to be attention to what your life is going to look like before the goal. Because if you're delaying happiness, only focused on the goal, and that's the only thing that's going to make you happy. Landing that dream job is the only thing that's going to make you happy. Succeeding in that interview is the only thing that's going to make you feel valuable in your job search, or getting that promotion is the end all, and that's when you'll be happy. You are going to miss out on a lot, my friend. You just will. And there's no reason to miss out on all of the cool stuff and the value that you can be experiencing and happiness that you can be experiencing all along the way to the achievement of that goal. So you have to ask yourself, what do I want life to look like before the goal? There's no reason to wait. to give yourself happiness and joy and appreciation for all that you are contributing and all of the results you're creating. There's no reason to wait until after you achieve the goal to appreciate those things about yourself. Ask yourself, how could I be kind and gentle on me, have my own back, while I am navigating all the stuff it takes to achieve that goal? And ask yourself, if you're not moving towards your goal, what does that mean? If you're constantly saying, I can do that tomorrow, right? Say you've got a thing, right? You've identified a goal you want and you've set up a process for how to get it, but you don't actually move towards it. You're constantly putting it off or procrastinating, saying you can do that tomorrow, or I'll take that course next week, or I'll reach out to that recruiter on another day when I feel like it. You've got to go a little deeper, because the reason that you're putting it off is because you don't want to feel the feeling that comes up when you face doing it. Think about that for a minute. I think about that for myself. The things that I put off. It could be, I don't want to learn some new tech, or I don't want to put myself out there again and get slapped in the face or ghosted, or whatever the kinds of things are that happen while we're just doing work and pursuing our careers. It could be overwhelm. Maybe just the idea of putting the presentation together, or doing company research, or applying. And when I say apply, I mean reaching out to people. Maybe that just feels overwhelming. And that's what you're avoiding. You don't want to feel the feeling of rejection and overwhelm and all that stuff. So ask yourself, why don't you want to feel that feeling? Because a feeling's just a feeling. You felt it before and survived. So you can do it again. A lot of people talk about delaying gratification, but I'm not so sure that delaying gratification is always the best approach. Sometimes it's just a great idea to give yourself credit for what is going right. Give yourself kudos for what you have accomplished, for the little moments where you stepped out of your comfort zone. That could be a really big deal for you. And you shouldn't delay celebrating it until after you get the new job, or until after you get the promotion. Celebrate it now. Celebrate you. I love what one of my favorite podcasters and authors says frequently, and that is, it's good to be you. Everything that you bring to the table, the accumulated value of your career, makes it inevitable that you will land something. But why be miserable while you're working towards it? Take the time to give yourself some appreciation for that. All of those pieces, what it adds up to is a system or a process that you have put together to achieve your goal. That's where your attention needs to go. Is the system working? Is it getting you closer to what you want? That's a reasonable question to ask. And if it isn't, then find a different system. Find another way. Ask yourself better questions. What could I be doing differently that would get me closer to my goal? When you focus on the process and the strategy behind it, and especially the energy and the thoughts around your goal, that's what athletes do, right? They're disciplined. They're doing the reps. They're putting in that time and energy. But if it was only about reps, then a lot of people would have more success, because it's your thoughts and your energy mixed in with that system and plan that's the game changer. So how do you make these things all work together? Well, of course, you're going to have a goal first. And working backwards from that, start with the end in mind. Something Stephen Covey talks about. What is it that you want? And then reverse engineer it back. Have a plan. Put the things together that at least you and the information you have today are the things that you need to do. The most important thing that I've identified in my own life and what helped me get the 12 promotions that I achieved was a combo of my energy, my thoughts, and my actions. And by actions, I don't mean the process this time. By actions, I meant acting like I already had the promotion. If you already had that next job, what would you be thinking? What kinds of actions would you be doing? How would you be preparing for a meeting? It makes a difference. The thoughts and energy that you have in the pursuit of your goal. It makes a difference if you visualize yourself already having it or if it's always out there somewhere. If you're telling yourself that it's far away, and that's your predominant thought, guess what? It's always going to be far away from you. If you tell yourself it's happening now, then you're moving your goal closer to yourself. And that's what makes it easier to celebrate the progress that you make, because the goal doesn't seem so far away. Every action you do actually feels like it's getting you closer instead of this big, long distance between you and the achievement of your goal. And if you're living your life like you've already achieved your goal, how cool is that? Because not only are you celebrating all the great stuff you're doing on the way to the goal, but you're living in celebration mode right then, because you're giving yourself the gift of feeling like you already have it right now. That's the energy that will propel you forward. That's the energy that will help you stay motivated when it gets hard. Don't underestimate the power of process, strategy, energy, systems, thoughts, everything that is on the way to your goal. And give yourself the opportunity to celebrate your plan every step of the way. Whatever it is that you create, celebrate it. We're actually meant to create. And creation doesn't just mean the things that most people think of as creative endeavors. Painting, poetry, whatever those things tend to be. Man, if you create an awesome tracking document in Excel for your job search, then you celebrate that. If you have an awesome interview, celebrate it. It doesn't matter if you get the offer or not. You accomplished something. You deserve to celebrate that. So look at your goals not just as something far away. Pay attention to the groundwork, the path, everything on the way to the goal, and celebrate all of it. Always look for the good in the process. Look for the good in what has been. Everything you've been through has gotten you here. Relive those accomplishments. Relive the achievements of those goals. And then be ready to appreciate what's happening now and live as if it's already happened. It's okay to make decisions from your future self. What is your future self thinking about the process? Your future self is saying, yeah, it was totally worth it. Every twist and turn and redirect and pivot was 100% worth it. Put that kind of energy into your process, into the achievement of your goal, and you will get there. Absolutely. But don't wait to get there to be happy and appreciate the awesome person, candidate, employee, career mover that you are right now. I'll talk to you next time. If you like listening to this podcast, and you are going to love my program, Job Search Field Guide. This is a unique opportunity. I offer group coaching alongside a 5-step process to help you land a job quickly. So I hope you will join me in Job Search Field Guide. This is going to be revolutionary to your career journey and your job search, and you get lifetime access. So find it at elissashuck-careercoach.com, and I will see you there.